What's up, guys? Thanks for joining me again. This is video 2 of our mindset training. Okay, don't mind the kids' toys over here. I gotta get them to clean it up. So today what we want to talk about is probably the most important concept, not only for your athletic career but also for life. Right? Is this concept of a growth mindset? Okay, and what this is basically there's two types of mindset, and this comes from this book. It's called Mindset. This book is horribly boring. Okay, I read about half of it and then skimmed through the other half. But definitely worth a read. It kind of gives you some good examples of, people who had a great growth mindset, and gives you good examples of, how to approach this thing so that you never stop learning. Is basically the idea. So, growth mindset would be, you know, um, things you say things like, this team's way better than us. I'm going to beat them. This guy's way stronger than me. I'm never going to be as strong as him. That's called having a fixed mindset. Okay. The growth mindset is the opposite. It's like, hey, listen, I'm not there yet, but I know I can get there, and here's my steps to take. It goes along with what we were talking about in the first video of like, hey, set your goals. What are your goals, and how are we gonna get there? And so what I want you guys to do is think about this a little bit differently. Think about always having a growth mindset. And a great example for me and currently is before I took over my businesses, I was horrible at social media, right? I never liked posting. I hated it. I only had it, I had it on a limited basis. So they're like, well, if you want to get better at your business, running your business, you got to learn how to do social media. You're like, no, I'm terrible at it. I had a fixed mindset, right? I had this mindset of like, I'm never going to be good at this. This just doesn't come naturally to me. I don't enjoy it, right? Well, fast forward, 10 years later, and I'm making a school group of videos, posting constantly to Instagram, and have a pretty strong Instagram, social media presence, right? How I did that was I had this mindset of like, I had to switch my mindset from that fixed mindset to being like, hey, I'm not very good at social media now, but it probably just takes some videos I could watch on how to do it, learn from people how to do it, and just take those action steps towards getting better at doing social media. Boom, voila! All of a sudden, I get so much better at it, right? And so this kind of stuff can be applied to your athletic training and your athletic sport. Is realizing that you're probably not going to be the best at everything now, but there's always a path to get better, especially nowadays, right? If you say things like, this guy's just more genetically gifted than me, yeah, so I'm not even going to worry about trying to beat him. Okay? That's called having that fixed mindset, right? Yeah, of course, there's people that have better genes than you. There's people that have better, that have been working out, playing longer. But, there's nothing really you can do about that, right? We'll get into controlling your controllables on the next video. But for now, I want you guys to think about this. Having this growth mindset. Another good example, not related to sports. There's plenty of sports related stuff. The famous one was always Michael Jordan got cut from his team. He didn't actually get cut from his team. He didn't make varsity his freshman year. Like, okay, but anyways, he never gave up. He kept working. That kind of drove him to work harder, right? Now he's the GOAT, or the second GOAT, or the third GOAT, whatever you want to say about Michael Jordan. But I digress. The one thing is, I am not the handiest guy in the world, right? I don't know how to do electricity. Electrical work. It's the worst thing in the world. I don't know how to do it. My dad was an electrician. If you believe that or not. I don't even know like what the things are called, what the wires are called. I'm like totally lost, okay? Now, I know in my head that I could learn how to do it. Okay? So I don't have this fixed mindset of like I'll never be good at this, right? I see guys on job sites, they probably don't have a high school education, and they got two cigarettes hanging out of their mouth, a skull ring in their back pocket, and they're able to wire up these buildings no problem, right? So I know from that perspective that I could learn it. If this guy can do it, I can do it, right? No offense, by the way. But so I just got to make this decision of like, it's probably at this point in my life, it's probably not important. It's not important enough to me to know how to do electrical to spend all this time learning it. But I know I could. I know I could do it, right? And same thing with you. It's like if you took that last exercise and you realize like I want to go Division One. I want to play in the pros. I want to do this, whatever it is. Then you have to realize like you may have to get better at things. You want to have that growth mindset of like, I'm not there yet, but I can get there and I will get there. As opposed to that fixed mindset of like, I'm not good enough. Boom, I'm just going to quit or whatever. I'm not worried about that, right? So growth mindset, this is what I want you to have as opposed to our fixed mindset. All right. Guys, when you're done here, mark this as red and move on to the next one.